The strength of India-Afghanistan relations was on full display at the 6th Heart of Asia Conference in Amritsar. Okay, so again, I am assuming the highlighted word that is supposed to be in bold is full display at. Okay, full display at. So the strength of India-Afghanistan relations was, I'm not sure if on is inclusive, I guess it should be. The strength of India-Afghanistan relations was fully displayed in the 6th Heart of Asia Conference in Amritsar. Okay, most of you, it's between B and C. BC, 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 that's what I see, BB, BC, BC. Okay, so it's between B and C mostly, right? And then one person says, hey, it's no correction. Now, can somebody identify the key word in this question? There is a key word in the sentence, in the context. Can you identify that? Somebody tell me what is the clue word, which will help me identify the right answer. The key word is display. Okay, strength of India-Afghanistan relations in terms of identifying the phrase, right? We're looking at this particular phrase. Yes, display. That's our keyword, in fact. Now, whenever you use display, in terms of collocation, right? Something is always displayed on and not any other option. Right? If you look at it, you have display in, displayed in, display at, display at. You can rule out all of these options because you always display something on. Something is displayed on. Right? So for example, I can say, so I have a regular pediatrician that I go to, right, for my son. So as soon as we enter her room, right, she has displayed all her certificates, whatever awards she's got on her wall, right? You display something on, right? Let me put that in context. Think of example sentences. So my doctor displays her diploma on the wall of her office. Yeah? Or have you noticed on the computer monitor, the time is always displayed on the corner. Right? We don't say in or we don't say at. We say on. So let me put that down. So the time is displayed on the bottom right corner of the computer monitor. Right? So the most obvious collocation is display on. So if you are familiar with this collocation, for the most part, right, you might have some exception sentences where you will have at and in also, but you can always feel secure and safe when you have display on because that's the most commonly used correct collocation, right? You always display something on something else. Okay, so having said that, it will be no correction required because I cannot choose any of the options. See, if you look at the context, it says the strength of India-Afghanistan relations was on full display. I went off at a tangent explaining the collocation, but what I'm trying to say is you can display something in terms of preposition. Remember at, on, in, I have covered these prepositions under preposition, where in terms of location, here it's talking about a place, right? 6th Heart of Asia Conference. So when you're talking about a specific location, you will always use at. That is why it is optioning, right? I took off on a tangent explaining the collocation of display on, but what I'm trying to say is given the context, so on full display is correct, right? But display at, because we are talking about a specific place, 6th Heart of Asia Conference in Amritsar. So anything referring to specific location, you will use the preposition at. That's why it's, and if you look at the options, right, A we know is incorrect. Let's go back to the options. It says on fully display in the. So I know it cannot be on fully. I don't need a adverb here, right? It's incorrect. B, the strength of India-Afghanistan relations was fully displayed in the 6th Heart of Asia Conference. No, at, because we're talking about a specific, right? Specific place, you always use at. So that's why in is incorrect here. The strength of India-Afghanistan relation was in full display. Again, we said why in is not correct? It's always on full display. You display something on something, right? That's where this collocation comes into play. So C is incorrect. D is incorrect. I don't think anybody said D, but if I said D because of about, right? The strength of India-Afghanistan relations was about full display at the is incorrect. I can say the strength of India-Afghanistan relation was fully displayed at the 6th Heart of Asia conference in Amritsar. Yeah, I can say that. Because if I use fully, I'll have to say fully displayed, ED, Anand. So the strength of India-Afghanistan relations was, and I can't use on, right? If I'm using fully, I don't need that preposition on. I can say, how will I rephrase the sentence if it is option A? I will remove on and I will say, let me go back to the, so I will remove on and I will say, the strength of India-Afghanistan relations was fully displayed at the 6th Heart of, again I will change into at the 6th Heart of Asia conference in Amritsar. Okay, so just to give you guys a lowdown, we understand this is completely incorrect because of the preposition on and in, option A. Option B, we said, yes, I can have fully displayed as long as this on is not here and I have to change into at, right? That's why B is incorrect. C, the strength of India-Afghanistan relation was in full display, not was on full display at the. So I need in to change to on, so C is incorrect. D, we know that about was about full display at the, grammatically incorrect, so out. So that leaves us with the right option in the context itself, which is no correction required. The strength of India-Afghanistan relation was on full display at the 6th Heart of Asia conference in Amritsar. Okay. If she lives in a corrupt society, she cannot easily rise above the prevailing corruption. The highlighted word is about. The options are above, over, before and upon. So can you tell me, in terms of collocation, again, in the context, what meaning do we need? My first question is, what meaning do I need? And what is the right collocation? Tell me the meaning and tell me the collocation. You might give me the answer. I need the meaning. What is the meaning of, most of you are coming back and saying, rise. Some of you are saying over. One or two of you said over, rise above, okay. So what is the difference between rise above and rise over? What meaning do I need here? If you get the meaning, you will get the answer correctly. Whether it is A or B or C or D. Meaning to rise. Here, the meaning that the context is saying, she has to overcome this prevailing corruption, right? If she lives in a corrupt society, she cannot easily overcome. That's the meaning that I need. Okay, she cannot overcome, she cannot ignore. It's difficult because she is living in that corrupt society. So it's really not much that she can do about it, right? So the meaning is overcome, and for that, the correct context is, or collocation is, rise above. Yeah? Can you think of example sentences? So recently, I don't know how many of you saw The Greatest Showman. It's a musical hit. Okay, so I personally felt that The Greatest Showman rose above, all of the musicals that I have seen so far, right? So what I'm saying is, in that context, it means it has far superseded. Again, rise above has different meanings in different contexts, right? Let's rise above hate. Yep, let's overcome hate. Good one. Rise above the standard. Yeah. So good. You give me the right context to be better than other things, right, of the same type. So that's the example that I gave. The Greatest Showman, this movie, rose above other musicals, right? Yeah, that's one. And some of your context, to rise above hate, or to whatever, to overcome. That's the meaning here, right? So not rise over, not rise before, not rise upon. Indians should rise above illiteracy. It's understood. So I don't need that from preposition there. To rise above the problem. Yes. To rise above the problem. To overcome the problem. Right? To ignore the problem.